Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with round 16 of the F1 Championship Edition career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend for the Chinese Grand Prix, of course. If you missed out on the video that went live towards the end of last week from the Temple of Speed at Monza, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But I believe there are 3 races to go of this season, and we are still a little bit in the dark. I don't quite know what's going to happen before we head into next season's campaign. Of course, championship-wise at the moment, obviously those 3 points still on the board for us, leaving us in 15th place overall in the drivers' table. I'm still hoping for a miracle. If we could get a big result and finish 10th in the championship, I would be incredibly happy there. But of course, constructors-wise, just trying to make sure that Midland hang on ahead of Super Aguri and Toro Rosso there. Maybe, just maybe, we could try and jump Williams if we got some luck towards the end of the campaign. But yeah, once again though, Michael Schumacher, I believe, could become world champion this weekend. An 8-time Formula 1 world champion is an absolutely insane statistic. But yeah, heading to Shanghai, of course, only the second ever Chinese Grand Prix. Gonna be weird racing back at this track now, of course, because it's not in real Formula 1. Maybe, just maybe, it's coming back next year. Right, well, of course, as always, then, heading out into free practice. Let's see what Shanghai can offer us this weekend. I'm genuinely intrigued to see how accurate they get this version of the venue. I'm hoping... Oh, that's a lot of understeer early on in the lap. I'm hoping, yeah, it's awfully flat. It was China just a flat-pack Formula 1 circuit back in the day? Maybe. There we go. There is a little bit of elevation. I tell you what, actually, early on, did not know there was a Grand Slam there. This doesn't seem half bad. That apex is certainly a lot tighter and a lot closer than I remember in recent Formula 1 games there, as already you can see working out where we're going to spin come race time. That corner is certainly a lot sooner as well than I was expecting. So maybe Shanghai a little bit shorter in this game than it is IRL. But of course, yeah, this snail section, always horrible without traction control in recent F1 games. This one, though, it's a lot easier to navigate. Oh, that final corner is going to be lethal. Oh, just nudge the wall. That's fine. Didn't pick up any... Okay, didn't pick up any damage, but we'll go for another spin as one of the Red Bulls will fly past me and pretty much come to a stop. Yeah, that final corner is going to be scary. Can we find some pace around the outside of that Red Bull, though? I don't know if they're just doing some reconnaissance laps or what, but we will squeeze back by. Maybe. My goal now in these final 3 races is just trying to finish every single one of them. However, Suzuka, I am nervous for. Again, it feels like it's going to be one of those venues where we've just got to make sure we stay controlled and measured, which I really did think we were last time out at the Italian GP. Of course, yeah, just those couple of little mistakes there. And, well, it's the oil slicks, isn't it? And that I'm still learning just how lethal they are. So, got to just stay out of trouble in these final 3 Grand Prix of the season. I reckon we've had some upgrades come on this this Midland even, towards the end of the year, because suddenly now we can seem to get right to the red line pretty reliably in 7th gear. Of course, it is a massive straight here in Shanghai. I believe it was the longest in Formula 1 when the circuit was introduced. Still got to be careful out of that final corner, but yeah, as well, got to get used to the start-finish line being right at the end of the straight. But into the 37s we go. Definitely need a few more laps under my belt, however.
Welcome to the Shanghai circuit in the far east of China. Qualifying is about to begin, and as always, we'll be here for the duration to see who earns that coveted pole position.
I tell you what, the end of free practice, that 1:37.9 was actually looking far more competitive than I was really expecting. Obviously hoping we can go a bit quicker than that as we move into qualifying. But yeah, if we can match that pace, that should be enough to see us into Q2. Quite weird, of course. There's some corners where I'm going to brake really early, but I know if I get it right, the snail section is completely pinned on the throttle. So it is a balancing act here to try and make sure that we get this all hooked up in Shanghai. But first lap about to start. Wouldn't it have been great if the start-finish straight was right at the start of this straight? Imagine that heading down into here for turn 1 of a Grand Prix. Anyway, out of the final corner, first lap about to get underway then. Let's try and ease our way into Q2. Oh, come on, BMW Sauber in the way as we make our way through Sector 2. Come, move! Great, Jacques Villeneuve's just completely broke on the racing line. What is that? Our first lap here in qualifying coming to an end. Jacques Villeneuve has been disposed of, luckily. Certainly, yeah, had one of the oddest Formula 1 careers of anyone I've ever seen. But yeah, we're going to be a long, long way off in Q1. A 41.5 there. We definitely need another lap.
Scott Speed posts a new lap time.
Yeah, I don't think, to be honest, I realised how competitive that run was in free practice. Giancarlo Fisichella, fastest so far on a 38.4. As we fly our way through the final corner, this is going to be a big improvement that should see us into Q2. 37.4. Okay, yeah, we can fight.
We'll continue in a few moments with the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11.
Well, I think, to be honest, 5 seconds clear of Albers is a new record this season. But yeah, we have got some tremendous one-lap pace. How many times have we said that, though, this season, and still not walked away with either a finish or a big result? Well, again, that Q1 run was very, very tidy indeed, so hoping we're going to have the pace as we move into Q2. But weirdly, the car's got slower than it was in free practice. I don't know why. If anyone can explain that to me, that would be absolutely wonderful. But now, again, we can't hit the red line. F106 and its rather bizarre mysteries. Sorry, F1 Championship Edition. I see the comments. I know some of you hate the fact I call it F106. But we have got a 138.4 to beat. It's tidier on the exit of the snail section. I'm hoping, again, not expecting to match that time we did in Q1. But if we can get close.
He'll be thrilled with that. It was a fantastic lap. Fastest in session 2.
Well, he's not, because Alonso's still P1 at the moment, but hopefully we're about to smash both Renaults out of the park once again. Jacques Villeneuve, though, on a 40 flat, is the final car in the top 10. Oh, a big moment through the final corner. Nice slide, but up towards the line. 37, 38.1 that time. That'll be us safely through into Q3. Well, I've gone ever so slightly under half race distance on the fuel. 17 lap GP. So I put 8 laps of fuel in the tank. But Michael Schumacher then, a 139.6, currently fastest of anyone. We want to try and get this done in one run here in Q3. Would it be our second pole position of the year, or would it be our third? Either way, ridiculous when you think we've only scored points once. Here we go then. Fastest in Q1, fastest in Q2. Will we get it hooked up as we move into Q3 at the final corner? That's a really tidy run. Happy that we can attack that inside curb out of the final corner. But hopefully we are about to do a pole lap here for the second ever Chinese Grand Prix. Chucking into turn 1, 5th gear, down into 4th, down into 3rd as you let the front wash out, and then just dab the brake into 2nd gear there, just to get the rotation through. Again, use 2nd gear slightly, but you want to short shift up into 3rd on the exit, just to avoid the bog even, on the traction control there. Looking just to brake as you reach the bottom of the little hill. And then try to avoid taking too much curb on the exit. This corner's horrible. You go up to 6th, but then you just have to blend the throttle and try and get the car rotated in to the curbing there. Down 2 gears through the second part. And then got to be, again, really early on the brakes there through the final one. Try and keep this as one fluid motion on the steering wheel. And yeah, down here as well, braking just at the start of the curb. Very, very early, it feels like. And still not quite able to get it hooked up there. But as we make our way out onto the back straight, try and make sure, again, it's all one fluid motion, which it will be. That's a good run. This could be a very, very tasty lap time as we make our way down the back straight. Then, obviously, yeah, huge straight. I think 1.2 miles or something like that. But you're just trying to line yourself up for the braking zone there. Again, braking just at the start of the curb. Attack this curbing through the hairpin. One more corner to go, though. Make sure we try and nail it here. Will it be a good enough lap? Oh, we missed the apex quite atrociously, but out of the final corner, straightest, shortest run towards the line. It's going to be a 139.3, and we snatch pole position away from Michael Schumacher by just 1/10 of a second.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this. It's been an exciting and busy hour of qualifying with some interesting results. We've enjoyed it and we look forward to seeing you for tomorrow's race.
Well, Kimi Räikkönen then snatching pole position away right at the end of qualifying here. The Flying Finn will start on pole, I believe, for the first time this year. McLaren often haven't had the pace of your Ferraris and your Renaults, but will Kimi be able to convert?
Turn up the sound on your TV. We are only moments away from the start of the Chinese Grand Prix, coming live to you from the Shanghai race circuit. The first Chinese Grand Prix took place in 2004. Although a relative newcomer to the F1 calendar, the Shanghai circuit, designed by the famed Hermann Tilke, is state-of-the-art. It's also the most expensive Formula One facility ever made, costing a staggering $240 million US. As for the weather, well, it's dry at the moment, but it's quite cloudy and our forecasts indicate a strong possibility of rain in the latter stages of today's race. It looks like being a very interesting few hours for both spectators and the teams. Kimi Räikkönen heads the field. You're next, alongside him on the front row. Rubens Barrichello is just behind them in third. Fourth is Fernando Alonso. They are followed by Felipe Massa in fifth. Juan Pablo Montoya takes sixth. Giancarlo Fisichella is seventh. Heidfeld will start from eighth.
Well, I don't believe Kimi Räikkönen has won a race so far this season, but of course we had quite a decent battle with him last weekend out in Monza. But yeah, would love to try and trade, you know, at least a podium today, surely. The pace looked absolutely fantastic through Q1 and Q2. Unfortunately, just could not quite hook it up in the end in Q3. I was surprised Kimi able to just find those extra couple of tenths at the end of the session. But yeah, we just need to keep it clean and tidy. At the very least, again, we need to finish. Also made me laugh as well, of course, talking about how this track cost $240 million to assemble. Abu Dhabi, of course, rocked up 5 years later and cost, what, 4 times that? Maybe even more. Lining up, though, on the grid, we've got, what, 5 cars from 5 different teams making up our top 5 here. Obviously, McLaren, Honda, Renault, and Ferrari have all at least won one race this season. Midland, we certainly haven't.
You know the drill by now. Here we go. The race is go, go, go!
Oh, not my best reaction to the start. We'll have to cover the inside into turn 1.
Lightning start. You did too. Here come the drivers into turn 1.
Well, James Allen certainly thinks I did a better job.
You're following it. Next is Barrichello. Here comes the back into turn 2. Räikkönen still leads. You're following him. Next is Alonso.
Kimi not interested in giving me any room on the outside there. Was quite happy to run me wide. McLaren will hang on. I think Alonso, though, has moved up behind us. But we've just got to try and settle in early on here into a rhythm. See where the AI is strong. See where they might lose some time. To make our way through the S's. Tyres still not up to temperature. Finally starting to work some heat into them, but of course the AI have instantly got the confidence. I don't think I'm ever confident on this game, as here goes Alonso down our inside. Whoa, Kimi really slow on the exit there of the double left-hander. Make our way in towards the snails section. Oh, you can see that McLaren is braking super early in a few of the corners. Can we try and get a run down the inside? We'll switch him through the snails section. And we are going to be up into the lead then. Will it last for very long? I'm sure the McLaren is going to come back at me as we make our way out onto the straight. And look at that, McLaren. That thing has got so much power, so much straight line speed there, straight back through. Down the inside, though, at the hairpin. We're not going to make it easy for Kimi. And we are back through and into the lead then of the GP on lap 1. A lot of swapping around with Kimi Räikkönen here, but we've survived what is usually the most difficult part of the Grand Prix as we run just a little bit wide out of the final corner. Räikkönen and Alonso, though, are going to be pushing me along in the early laps. Well, we're only on lap 1, mate, so I'd hope so. But Alonso down the inside of Kimi down at turn 1. So Räikkönen goes from leading down into 3rd place then as Fernando. He's got the bit between his teeth.
You now lead the race. Alonso is 2nd. He's up from 4th. Räikkönen is 3rd. Barrichello 4th. He's slipped from 3rd. Michael Schumacher 5th. Massa 6th. 1 place down from his grid position. Heidfeld is in 7th. And Fisichella 8th.
You're up about 4 seconds in the first sector.
Already got 1 car out of the GP, so we're going to have to potentially be careful of oil through the final couple of corners. I think we've got a new rule for the oil slicks on this game. Just don't drive anywhere near the racing line, and don't drive with any speed. And Alonso, that Renault as well, has got so much straight line speed. Oh, there's the oil. Get off the line. Got no idea where it is. We've made it through. We kind of had to aggressively cut across Fernando there, but even if we hit it going completely straight, it will still throw you at a wall. Well, it looks like the top 3 have been able to make a bit of a breakaway. You know, your Fernando Alonso's, your Kimi Raikkonen's, and your Midland. There's one there that is not like the others. Oh, Fernando Alonso is absolutely pushing me along still in the early laps of this GP, but it's kind of what I need, kind of what I don't. We're setting good lap times though, but yeah, Fernando Alonso is not making this easy for me. That final corner still scares me. Just so nervous. It only takes 1 mistake there for it to go badly wrong. We've got, looks like a Honda gone. Looks to be Barrichello out of the GP, so we're going to have to again be careful out on the back straight. There's going to be more oil down. Unfortunately as well, with Barrichello out of the GP, it means that he was causing quite a good bottleneck for those Ferraris behind. So I expect Massa and Michael Schumacher to be very, very quick over the next couple of laps. Is there any oil down on the circuit though? I'm still just going to avoid the racing line just in case. Had no warning of it. Oh, there you go. It didn't even warn me, but it was still there. That could have been really bad. Never know whether Fernando is on slightly more fuel than me or Kimi even behind him. Although Kimi did go quicker in qualifying, so I'd expect him to be running quite low fuel as well. But yeah, obviously we got undercut awfully in Monza last time. Sorry, overcut even, wasn't it? Awfully last time out, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. His front tyres already starting to suffer. It looks like Fernando Alonso, though, applying all that pressure early on. Just starting to drop back as Kimi's already in. Wow, that's an early stop by Kimi. As we're still going quicker and quicker. Yeah, these tyres are definitely going to start getting loosey-goosey. Fernando Alonso into the pits then, so he was running aggressive on fuel as well. But once more, has absolutely eaten through his tyres. 37.8. New fastest lap of the day. That's close to what we were doing in qualifying. Right, well, about to head into the pit lane then, but Ferrari clearly trying to play the long game this afternoon. I got no idea. I think... Oh, I've missed a braking point. No, I haven't. We've got away with it.
And now for a quick weather update. The clouds have been building slowly throughout the day, and it looks as though we have rain. This race is going to turn into a strategic battle for our teams and drivers out.
Oh, this was not what we needed. I don't know if it'll... I've hit the wall. We got away with it. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to do in terms of strategy then, whether it's going to be worth trying to box for inters or whether the team's going to do it right now. But I am incredibly nervous then as we're getting towards the second half of this GP. Let's try and make sure that we get everything done. Oh, I forgot to press that one. Come on. Oh, it's 11 seconds. It's not fantastic. But we're going to have to be so careful now.
Schumacher leads. He's up from 2nd. Massa is 2nd. That's a gain of 1 place. Fisichella 3rd. Montoya 4th. You're 5th. Jenson Button in 6th. David Coulthard is 7th. And in 8th place, Alonso. He's down from 7th.
Well, these are definitely not wet weather tyres, but yeah, we've never had a race with changeable conditions on this game, so I've got no idea what we need to do to try and get us onto inters if we need to. Braking distance don't seem to be too badly affected early on, but yeah, this rain, if it's going to continue to roll in, surely we will end up at a place where it's time for intermediates. Obviously, these old cars did have grooved tyres, so we can only hope that gives us a helping hand. We desperately need Ferrari to pit so we don't get them on a 1-stop. If we have to 2, looks like, yep, most of the cars in front of me diving in. Montoya opting to stay out there. Oh, as well as Michael Schumacher, as you can just see now. The understeer's starting to affect us a little bit more. Oh, look at that. We can barely see where I'm meant to be going, surely. This is basically time for intermediates, but I got no idea how we select them. What are we meant to do? Coulthard's tried to stay out there. Schumacher, though, is into the pit lane. Oh, Big slide there through the final corner. Alonso's into the pits again then. So I think we've got to try and box onto a new strategy. But I don't know what tyres we're going to be put onto. Oh, the car's sliding around though so much. Well, I think we've got to just pit this lap. Surely we're going to not get robbed here. Just nudge any curb on the back end wants to rotate round. The traction control is working overtime. We're going to select a stop. But yeah, I don't know whether it's going to put us on the right tyres. That's good, but please say the team are going to do the right thing. Well, Schumacher's going to re-inherit the lead, but we have got to dive in. We've got to hope that the team are going to do the right thing here. Come on, Midland. We've been through so much together this season. I know I've wrecked a few race cars, but please, put me on the right tyres. Do the right thing now. Our second pit stop in just a handful of laps. Luckily, unlike at the Hockenheim ring, we are actually getting a new set of tyres put on the car. Yeah, no fuel though. Oh, I think they're doing the right thing. Go, 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 go. Come on. Like that. 10 seconds again. 10.7 that time. But those are intermediates. Yes, boys. Come on. There's still a chance here as we're going to be out right with Coulthard and Alonso.
Easy out there until the tyres are shown as green on the indicator. Whilst they're blue, you'll have less traction.
I'll go all the way around the outside of DC. No chance there. Try and make it happen through the next corner. But, yeah, it looks like a podium is going to continue to elude us, but I'm not worried about that. I just want some points here. Also trying to get past DC. The AI, I think, are often stronger in the wet than they are in the dry. But DC is putting up a big fight for this. Oh, I'm so scared. I cannot follow the AI into a braking zone just because sometimes they brake so early. Down the inside of David Coulthard will go, though, back into P4. It's going to try and switch me again, though, as we make our way out onto the back straight. But we are back up and through. So I think, yeah, our top three got really carried by the strategy here. David Coulthard, though. Come on. How has he got that much straight line speed? Can we go around the outside? Yes, we can. This is so nervous. But we're back through. And I'm hoping now we are safe. Will we have the pace to match Montoya?
Schumacher leads. Fisichella is second. Third is Juan Pablo Montoya. You're in fourth. Coulthard is in fifth place. He slipped down from fourth. Alonso's sixth. In seventh is Raikkonen. And Massa is eighth.
Well, David Coulthard has still not given up on this. Can we swoop back through? At the inside for turn 3. And yeah, we will hang on again. But yeah, this is not going to be easy to the end of this GP. Let's just try and bring home points. We're able to build up a little bit of a gap over DC now. 1.6 seconds. Yeah, Montoya is so far up the road. It looks like Schumacher, he's going to pick up a win out of nowhere here. But we just want to keep it on the island. There's David Coulthard there still trying to fill up the mirrors.
As we head into the closing stages of this Grand Prix, Michael Schumacher leads. Fisichella is second. Third is Juan Pablo Montoya. You're in fourth. Coulthard is in fifth place. Alonso sixth. In seventh is Raikkonen. And Massa is eighth.
Big slide through turn 1. That could have been game over. Back end just tried to rotate round on me. Oh, it's always so scary when you turn in too early. You know you're going to hit the curb, but you don't know what it's going to do to you. 3 laps to go here in Shanghai. This is the problem with F1 Championship Edition as well. Even when you're having a good race, you still don't feel like you can enjoy it because you know full well it could go wrong at any moment. Gap to DC holding level at about 2.5 seconds now. It seems to be ebbing and flowing so much around the lap. To be honest, I kind of want Alonso to get in before the end just because we're in quite a big title fight with Red Bull. That is so scary. I know there's just a lot of random noises. The commentary's not great, but one more lap to go.
For race leader, Michael Schumacher.
It's Michael Schumacher in first. He just started his last lap.
Well, this would be his final ever Formula 1 victory. But it looks like the Michael is going to do it again here. But one more lap to go. Alonso has now got the jump on David Coulthard. So I'm sure he's going to be in hot pursuit of myself. So easy when you get out onto the wrong part of the circuit, but we just want to try and hang on here for some big points. Come on, Fernando Alonso, have mercy on me. Please, just let me get the result today. You're not in a championship fight. I know we're not really in one either, but I want the points. Fernando gains so much through those couple of corners, but then loses it all again through this double left. But Michael Schumacher making his way in towards the final few turns. Top three got incredibly lucky on the strategy today. Started raining just at the wrong time for us on our slightly lower fuel mix. But yeah, to finish best of everyone that had to stop twice, I think is going to be a huge achievement. Schumacher is going to be an 8-time Formula 1 world champion.
To take top spot on the podium. Fisichella will finish the race in second.
I think Montoya is going to come through for third, but I was so scared Alonso was going to gain in on me down that back straight. One more corner to go here from the Chinese Grand Prix. Will we hang on? Just need to take it nice and easy through that final corner. Careful over the curbing, up towards the line. It's points again. It is P4 here in Shanghai.
What a race, wonderful stuff. Shanghai has provided yet another fabulous Grand Prix for us to absorb. This track seems to get better year after year, and thankfully there were no dislodged drain covers to contend with. Overall, I think the Chinese race organisers can be very proud of the show they put on there, so well done to them. Next, it's over to Japan in 7 days' time for the penultimate round of the 2006 season. As always, it should be a huge technical effort to get these cars tuned just right for those sweeping S's and the wonderful spoon curve, as well as keeping it on the track for the 290 kilometers per hour 130R. I can't wait. See you next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Well, there we go. A massive haul of points this weekend there, and it was my teammate Albers, who dropped out of the race early on alongside Rubens Barrichello. But that means, yeah, with 2 races to go and a 28 point lead, isn't it, for Michael Schumacher. He is Formula 1 world champion once again there. We jump into that P10 though, tied now with David Coulthard, so really hope we can try and cement that in the final couple of races of the season there. My teammate Albers still in 21st, and constructors wise, well, Midland were up to 8th then, just 4 points behind Red Bull. If we get one more big haul of points this year, we could still try and finish in P6 there. But what a race it's been here from Shanghai. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and as always, and for supporting this series throughout the good and the bad times. And we will be back very soon, ready in Japan. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise, and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.